Yeah, let's get crazy. All right. Last quick thing I wanted to hit. The Ballon d'Or. First of all, congratulations. ITC Hall of Famer and now 3-time Ballon d'Or winner, Aitana Bonmatí. I want to stop there. What was your take when you saw that Aitana takes home the award?
So she joins Lionel Messi and Michael Platini, French midfielder in the 80s, as the only players to ever win the Ballon d'Or 3 consecutive times. Lionel Messi won it 4 consecutive times between 2009 and 2012. I got to tell you, pretty good company to keep for Aitana Bonmatí. I did see some hand-wringing on the internet, if you can believe it, hand-wringing on the internet. But I'll say, like, it's one of those ones where could you make an argument that maybe another Spanish player who plays for Arsenal Football Club had a better overall season than Aitana Bonmatí? Sure, I think you can. But when the overreaction machine starts going and people call it like it's a disgraceful decision and blah, 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 it's not. She's like pound for pound, still probably the best footballer in the world. Could you make an argument that somebody may have had a better season or a better year than her? Sure. But, sometimes you got to think about like, okay, are we it's the classic MVP argument. Are we talking about who had the best year? Who's the best player that year? It's kind of, however you might feel about it. So, like you said, congratulations to her. She's a historic player who deserves a historic accomplishment. And now go ahead and shill for Mariona Caldente, please.
I'm actually not going to show for Mariona. Like, obviously,
really?
The player that I love. Yeah. I am going to show for a different player, though. Because.
What?
Yes. Hear me out here. I'm going to take you on a little journey. Obviously, unassailable Aitana Bonmatí, unassailable Mariona Caldente comes over to Arsenal from Barcelona. Just brings the Champions League trophy with her. I'm not giving this up. I don't care where I'm playing. Wherever she plays,
sure.
She could come play for Houston Dash and they'd probably win the Champions League. But this year, 2025, obviously I welcomed a daughter to the world. I'm not sure I'm just going to be bouncing my daughter on my knee 10 years from now and talking to her about Aitana Bonmatí's 2025 season. But
sure,
whose season I will be talking to her about? Chloe Kelly. And
wow.
I know it's weird.
Let's go.
Chloe Kelly finishes 5th in the voting, right? And I thought about this very deeply because one of the big knocks on Chloe Kelly, she's a sub. Not starting. She did all of that, produced all of that in a fraction of the minutes.
That's fair.
and she, you think about these moments for Arsenal down the stretch, for England down the stretch. The flashbulb moments of like the penalty kicks and just the celebrations. This was, and it's, I don't care if it runs counter to what we do and how we think about this award. This season was Chloe Kelly's season. When the Wikipedia page of the 2025 WOSO, season gets published, Aitana Bonmatí will appear on that page below Chloe Kelly. And I think for me, I used the Max Kellerman, who would I have rather been in that boxing match round, to score. That's kind of how he famously scores. Who would I have rather been this season, 2025? I mean, it's not even an argument. Like the moments out of this world, the trophies out of this world. You do this as a sub. Like it's just fucking insane. Like, so I don't know. I would have probably been a weirdo and been maybe the only one to give Kelly a first place vote, but that would have been my vote. I think she was the player of this year.
I love it. I mean, I didn't expect it coming from you. I expected the full court press on Caldente, and like you said, kind of unassailable. I think she had a real argument. Am I looking at the right results here? Sorry, now I'm in full on panic mode. Alessia Russo finished 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is okay.
Weird,
I just
right?
want to make sure I was looking at that. Yeah, so you got to have Kelly above Russo, and again, if we're talking about who's the best player, how I'm not exactly breaking new ground here, but how I feel about Alexia too in terms of just raw talent and what she the way she's able to just drive everything. But you kind of sold me. You kind of sold me a little bit on Kelly. I think that if we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, it should be some order of Bonmatí, Caldente, and Kelly. I think that's I think that would have been the right mix, and you couldn't go wrong with any of the three.
Yeah, Kelly 1, Bonmatí, Caldente, 2A, 2B. I think that, what are we talking about? And I think, for anybody up in arms about the Ballon d'Or voting, right? So it's just obviously it's weird. You've got Marta 2 spots ahead of Barbara Benda. That's weird. NWSL MVP Temo Chawinga, clocks in at, where was she? 17th. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan. Steph Catley at 29th is, what are we going to do about that?
That's a choice.
It is a choice. What I would say, anybody at home, don't look at the bottom of the list. The bottom of the list is a total absolute shit show. There's so many great players that are just making zero. Like, I don't know what we're doing. But if you look at that top 5, top 6, I think that's a good representation of what's happening in Europe. I don't think globally. And then you get to like Leah Williamson, Eva Paior, and Lucy Bronze. Now you're just like, okay, now we're going a little bit off name recognition once you get to that point. But I think top 5, top 6, if you look at it through the European lens, I think they got it pretty close. My only quibble, obviously, I would have had Chloe Kelly at the absolute top just for the season. You remember back in the day when a team would win a championship and like immediately after Sports Illustrated would run that commercial of like, hey, get this special Sports Illustrated cover with like, I don't know, the Los Angeles Dodgers celebrating, and then you get this VHS or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy.
On both that bounded book and that VHS or DVD or Blu-ray or however you want to think about that, the cover is Chloe Kelly. However you want to think about that, that's the person that you're putting there. You're not putting the legend, ITC Hall of Famer, another unassailable player, one of the all-time greats, Mount Rushmore, Aitana Bonmatí. That's not who's on the cover of the 2025 recap. And I'll just kind of like leave it there. Those are my very short, but also sort of long Ballon d'Or thoughts. So I appreciate you bearing with me.
Oh, I love it. I think you're spot on. I will say though, like Eva Paior, I do just want to state that she had 43 goals in the 24-25 season. I just want to she had a lot of fucking goals.
Yeah.
Like she's awesome. But yeah, they're like Barcelona has a lot going for them. But to your Sports Illustrated magazine special champion box set, Chloe Kelly is on the cover of that because she both helped win the Champions League and win the Euros. So Aitana Bonmatí didn't lift either of those trophies, so it would be hard for anybody to put her on those championship covers. So it's a great point by you. Came out of left field, man. I absolutely 100% expected you to cape up for Caldente on that spot. So you've done it again, my good man. You always, to use the boxing analogy, that left hook completely cold cocks me. I'm out cold here.
You know what? I would never do that in real life too.
I appreciate it.
Figuratively on the show, I like to kind of like, a little smoke and mirrors, pull one over on you.
There it is.
Quick episode calendar. We're going to be back next week to go into the NWSL again. But more importantly, I try it again. Sleepy boys getting sleepy.
Of course.
We've got a UEFA Women's Champions League mega preview coming your way. Your boys are a little heartbroken. SK Braun, we didn't get the tournament that I think we hoped for, but it does have the effect of kind of untethering us a little bit. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm sort of going in. Now we're looking at what's happening. We'll have an eye on Lyon and what's happening there. But to any NWSL fans that are sort of like maybe ready for that maiden UEFA Women's Champions League voyage, maybe I can interest you in a little Barcelona, Chelsea, Lyon, Bayern Munich, Arsenal. How about Lindsay Heaps, Lily Johannes playing over at Lyon? Chelsea is going to be sporting some Katarina Macario, Naomi Girma, Alyssa Thompson for you NWSL heads. We got a little PTJ, Fallon Joyce. Manchester United is still bummed that they got through, but here we are. And then my Arsenal, little Emily Fox, Jenna Neiswanger. What have you done for me lately? Are you still playing? Are you still active? What do we like? Is there any room for Neiswanger to make a reappearance here? But in short, a lot of American players, a lot of recognizable faces, a lot of NWSL stars that have kind of gone back and forth, and just the absolute upper echelon of European women's football. So the best time of year, you've said it time and time again, the best tournament, the best competition, and we're ready to kick off. I think group stage, we're 2 weeks away. October 7th.
Like
I'm not sure. Around the 8th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, somewhere around there. Group stage kicks off. We'll be back with a preview and look at all 18 teams duking it out in the group stage, the new format, all the new machinations. We'll have all of it for you. So make sure you're subscribed and you just get ready to buckle up because it's going to be another great Champions League ride.
It always is, my good man. The UEFA Women's Champions League is a celebration of life, but women's football in Europe is entering a new era with the UEFA Women's Europa Cup. And let me just tell you, I'm going to just make the pitch right now that perhaps we should become the internet's greatest UEFA Women's Europa Cup podcast, because in the qualifier there, Hammarby versus Braun, we're going to have to check that out. We're going to have to lock in. Hopefully it's going to be available to watch somewhere. I'm just going to make the petition now. I feel like we should carve out some time for that tournament as well.
Done and done. Totally agree. No reason not to. You already know there's going to be some good clubs in that mix as well. Very excited to dip a little toe in there, and an abundance of great football. What more could we ask for? But with that said, anything else you want to hit before we get out of here?
I think that's it. I mean, if I could just, very, very quickly, Ajax is going to play in the Europa Cup, Rosengard, Sporting CP, Eintracht Frankfurt. I mean, we got a lot of good teams in there. Glasgow City, and then obviously the glorious SK Braun. So, look, sometimes there are different paths to get to the Champions League. So the path for Braun to get to next year's Champions League, at least to the third round qualifying phase, is to just win the Europa Cup this year. So that's what SK Braun has decided to do. That's totally fine. We'll be there along the way.
Hell yeah. And the path for you to be in the Champions League with us, just hit that subscribe. Just rock with us. We're going to be pretty much covering every minute of Champions League action that happens from here on out. So you know what time it is. And with that said, this has been another episode of Into the Channel. Thank you for watching, listening, hanging out. If you enjoyed the show or love women's football as much as your boys do, make sure you're kicking it with us each and every single week. Like, subscribe, follow YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to watch or listen. Our Patreon, definitely go sign up for that. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. Member shout-outs. We'll have interviews with players, coaches, voices of the game. You'll have early access to those 3 days early, 72 hours early. So definitely hop over to Patreon or YouTube memberships. You can just hit the join button on YouTube. Find our Patreon link in the description of each and every episode. Leave us a review over your favorite podcast app. Links to all of our socials, except one, the show notes of this episode. And a big thank you to my co-host as well, Mr. Grant Engle, for I saw a video of you walking through the park, no limp, just looking physically 100% ready. And, that bore true. You showed up for tonight's episode 110% ready. And I think we absolutely crushed it. I appreciate you, bro.
Likewise, buddy. You know what? You don't got to get ready if you stay ready. I think that's one of the mottos of this program. And that's what we appreciate about all of you. Thank you for continuing to rock with us, always dropping knowledge in the comments, making sure that we stay sharp and stay smart. And we will see you all next time.
Stay sleepy.